Welcome to Google Calendar. I'm going to go over some real basics for you just to get you started. You're looking at my calendar. It's in the monthly view. When you open up your calendar, you're automatically going to have a calendar that is given to you. You're automatically going to have tasks, contacts, birthdays, and U.S. holidays. My holidays are all on here because they're automatically on and they're in the color green. I can change that by simply clicking here and changing the color to a different color, and they will refer to a different color. I can also click on that and they will disappear, click on that and they will reappear. So that's a basic. Let's go to the settings button because that is the most important button to control your calendar. Oh, one other thing I want to show you, task. Task is like making a to-do list. Your to-do list is over here. You can add items to this to-do list. Let's say Jolly Jaunt. And I'm going to put it on there, and you can just do with actions on these. You can indent, move up, move down, help, show tips, print the list, view completed tasks, sort by due date, and clear completed task. Okay. You can add items, you can trash items, and you can also create a new list. So you might want to have a list that's a personal one and one that is a work one. Okay, so that's an important thing to realize there. Let's go to settings. Settings on calendar, there's many options. This is the basic general page where you can look at everything here that you might want to format. The date you can do different ways, military time or standard time, length of your meetings when you put events into your calendar. The important thing I like is the default view. Most calendars come in a weekly view as the default. I prefer monthly, so I changed mine. You can show the weather. I do like that on Fahrenheit. That would be nice. You can show events you've declined. That's up to you. Add invitations to my calendar. Yes, I like that. If you want to invite people to an event, it makes it very quick and easy. Add video calls. Add an alternative calendar. Those are like different calendars, and you can choose. I don't even know how to use them, so I'm not going to go there. Display tips. I like having display tips shown. They'll give me things to help me keep up on my calendar. And shortcuts, I don't want to bother memorizing. Hit save when you've made the changes you want. I'll go back to calendar settings. Let's look at the next tab, which are calendars. Calendars are going to show the two calendars I have, which is the one they automatically give me, and my task calendars, contacts and birthdays, and U.S. holidays. Now, you can browse interesting calendars here and add more calendars. With your calendar, you can share it. I often suggest that you make this calendar public if it's going on a website in order to share it with parents and students, so keep that in mind. Or you can have it shared with just individual people. When you share it with people, you have the option of what kind of control other people will have of your calendar. Keep that in mind if you want people to not have control. Okay, so I'm going to go back. Now, calendar details, this is important too. You can give a description. This is where you're going to get the embed code for HTML. And this is where you can delete a calendar if you want to get rid of it. That's an important feature to know. It's under calendar details under the settings. Reminders and notifications. I like having reminders emailed to me and done as pop-ups on my computer, so I have those all checked. The other important one is I like a daily agenda. Check the box. Don't forget to hit save down here. But a daily agenda means that at 5 o'clock every morning I get a little notification by email that tells me what's going on for my day. Let's go back to settings. Let's look at some of the other options. Mobile setup. Again, this is so you can sync it with your mobile or tablet. So look at that option. Look at offline. I like to make mine available offline. Labs. Labs are experimental items that Google is playing with. They could disappear at any time, so be aware of that. But there are some really good ones here to consider. I like to enable event attachments that allows documents to be attached to a date. For instance, if you have a particular homework assignment for students to view, you can attach it to the actual date that it's due. I like Event Flare for having some fun. And as I scroll down, I like the year view. I like to enable a background image because that could be fun around the holidays to change my background. You again can read all of these. I like the world clocks, and hit save and you will maintain them all. Okay, there's my world clocks just showed up. Okay, so those are some options. That I have my event flares, so if I want to go there, and my event flare will, oops, I'm sorry, don't mean to do that. I can go to my event flares and they should show up. All right, so what I want to do, select an event to add flare. So see if I go here, I can edit the event. And I'm not showing where my event flares are. Let me just see if I can show you where those are. They're not showing up here. I don't understand why. I will go back. So those are some basic labs that you can add. Maybe they're not working right now. Maybe they've been disabled. Go back. Discard. I'm not going to save the event. So let's look at some more options here on saving an event in your calendar and putting an event in your calendar. Oh, one other thing I forgot to show you. If I go to other calendars and I want to go browse interesting calendars, this is really helpful. If you are a sporting fan and you like, for instance, hockey, you can go to hockey and you can go to the National Leagues and you can find out when all the Bruins games are and subscribe. You can go to more if you want to know phases of the moon and how they affect the kids when there's a full moon. Feel free to subscribe. And so if I go back to my calendar, you will now see that the moon phases are in and the Bruins schedules are in. Again, you don't want them to show up. Just click on both of those, excuse me, and they disappear. All right, so those are some fun things to have. And there's my year view that I added. So you have those options. Adding an event to the calendar. For instance, if I wanted to add, this was Black Friday. So I could have added BLACKFRIDA, Friday. And I hit to create event. And Black Friday is there. Okay, now, if I want to do a quick add, adding an event, okay, I'm going to go to quick add and I'm going to see if this works. It wasn't working before. Jolly, J-A-U-N-T, Jolly Jaunt. It's on December 8, comma, at 12 o'clock. And I want to add it. Add. Okay. Well, it showed up on the 30th and I don't understand why. So it shouldn't have. So I'm going to say delete the event. But it shouldn't be showing up there unless I click over here. I don't understand why it's automatically doing that and showing up there. But normally you can add an event that way. Otherwise what I can do is, of course, go to December. Hey, it did show up there. And it will show up there, Jolly Jaunt, at the right date. Okay, so I did add it in. And it did show up on the right date. It was weird how it showed up on the 30th also. Okay, so I added the Jolly Jaunt, and that's the race that I'm doing on that day. So you can quickly add events that way, or you can add events by clicking on the actual day and saying, for instance, what the day is, and then what the time is. If I want to edit the event, I go here, and it's not an all-day event. It starts at 3. Scroll down to, went too far, to 3 o'clock. And I can save the event and it will show up. Okay, so those are some wonderful options on calendar. I went quickly through them to just give you some brief overview of how to use your calendar. Again, you can change the colors. You can add calendars. You can import a calendar from somewhere else, add by URL, add a friend's calendar. You can also do all the settings right from there, where we did it before, or you can do the settings from up here. Remember that. You can do the daily agenda, which gives you the date, and you can actually just click on the date, and it will show up on the daily agenda. I like being emailed my daily agendas. Okay, you can do a weekly view, a monthly view, the 4-day view. You can go to the yearly view, which is really helpful. So, I want you to enjoy your calendar, play with it, Use your task list to give you little reminders. It's really helpful. Put in the things to customize it and make it fun. Again, change the colors to the colors you want. Since Boston Bruins are more of that color, let's change it to that color. So now when I go to my Boston Bruins, let me go to my monthly view. It changed it to it. Not exactly the color I chose, but changed it to a color. Okay? So have fun. It is, as anything, it does have some things that don't always work well, or don't seem to be working well, but it is a really helpful tool. So enjoy your calendar. Use it for students. Create calendars that will be helpful. If you go up here, this is how you create a calendar. And you want to create one that says homework for your students. Give a brief description. You can make it public if it's going on the website. Very important to do that. Okay. You don't need to share it with coworkers, but please hit create calendar and go there. And now you'll see it's going to show up over here. There it is. And I can change the color of it. And then what I can do, if I go to this calendar, I can shut off all my others. Let me shut off everything else. Let me shut off tasks, and let me just go to my homework calendar, which has nothing on it. And if you want to edit an event, you can go to edit the event. You can say project due, and then edit the event, and you can add an attachment. And the attachment can, of course, come from your drive. So you can add anything that you might have on here that you want to have as your assignment for the students to work on. Let's see if I have one I can do. Let's say, let's try Google Power Search lesson. Excuse me. Select. See, so now that document is attached to the date, which is the 9th. And I can say when it's due, and I can hit save. If the students are clicking on that, they're going to say copy to my calendar, which is great. They can look at project due. They can change the color if they need to. But then they have the lesson that's right there when they click on it, so that they can be working on their assignment and know exactly what needs to be done. So as you can see, there are so many advantages to using Google Calendars. I hope that you will enjoy them. I will go back to my calendar just now, and I will go back to my, I don't want to edit the event, and there you are. Have some fun. Now here's my flares, so I can add my flares. Let's say I want to add this to this. Oh, can I? Project due, I want to add that. Okay, updating the event. So, project due, flare is updated. So now let's see what happens if I go here. If I look at the event. I don't know where my flare went. It's not there. Again, have fun with it. Play with it. There's going to be some things that don't always work. It's the nature of the beast. Have fun with your Google. Enjoy.